Warning, this podcast contains themes of extreme violence and murder. Subject matter may be offensive to some listeners. Discretion advised.
Welcome to another episode of Evil Transgression, your homicide headquarters here in podcasting. I'm Josh, and with me as always, Rex.
Hey, what's up?
It's up.
Yes.
It is up.
Definitely.
It's up in the air. Terrible weekend for me.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, my pool pump died.
No.
Yeah, overnight. And, so I was like, man, I gotta get a new pump immediately.
Right.
Because it's the dog days of summer. And my pool's going to be green.
Oh,
in a matter of freaking days.
Oh, easily. Right.
So I ran down to the local pool store and they were like, yeah, you could use one of these filters if you cut off both your testicles and your left leg and put it in a sack full of $1 million and hand it to us. We'll sell you this one. So I was like, man, I'm just going to have to order one. And then I got one of those vague ass cable guy times where they're like, it will arrive between Thursday and next year.
No.
Yeah, it was one of those. So
makes it worse.
I'm at the mercy of whatever the shipping company is now. So.
Man, that's terrible. Which place you go to?
There's a little shop just before you get into downtown Grove City.
Yep. Oh, you know what? I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like the main pool store in that town.
Is it close to McDonald's?
It's not too far from it.
Okay. Yeah, I've passed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was like, oh, you need something valuable during this time of year. How about this? But honestly, they didn't really have what I needed anyways, but.
Did you even attempt to call Scioto Valley?
No.
Yeah.
I was just like, might as well just order it, get the same exact piece that I need. What it was is the propellers in my pump freaking died, broke off.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I could probably just get that if somebody around here carries it, but nobody does. So I was like, man, I'll order it online then. And it's like the same price if you buy the whole freaking pump. So.
What? That's crazy.
So that's how my weekend's gone.
Nice.
How about you?
Okay, so, all these part shortages that everybody's dealing with, of course, we're dealing with it too. And we were supposed to have some parts show up by Friday. There's this really important job that I'm dealing with. And, of course, FedEx said, oh, no, it's not coming till Monday. So I don't know if you've ever tried calling FedEx, but it's automated service.
Oh, I love
it just
them.
gives you the runaround over and over and over. And
press 1 for.
Yeah. And then when I say customer service rep.
Oh, it's one of the talking ones.
Yeah. And
do you not feel like an idiot when you're doing that, though?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, speak who you'd like to talk to. And you're like, you're talking to a freaking computer, man. It's customer service. And they're like, sorry. Please repeat that. We didn't understand.
Yeah.
Customer service. They're like, Bill O'Reilly is not available.
Well, the whole problem is the automated service kept saying you can pick it up the next business day because I was trying to get the stuff picked up this weekend. I started calling it yesterday. And obviously, next business day is going to be Monday because, it's the weekend. That's the whole reason why it wasn't getting shipped out this weekend. And, but yeah, I continued to try and say customer service rep to talk to somebody, and nope, was not having it. So, yep, that job's pretty much screwed at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's always a good time.
Yeah, it's nice and stressful.
Yeah, that's really all my weekend's been consisted of is a broken pool. And
well, at least today, once we get done recording, Stacy and I are going to do some fishing, so that should be relaxing.
can never go wrong with a little bit of fishing.
So true.
So today, our evil facts are going to be like evil films. It's going to be films that have, you know, we've touched on a few films before about like the bad guys were, you know, based on this guy.
Yeah.
So there's a couple here that I thought were kind of strange. A couple of them are pretty obvious. But there's one that's really, really weird to me. So let's go ahead and get started on our evil film.
Let's do it.
Evil facts.
So have you ever seen the movie House of a Thousand Corpses?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it came out in 2003.
Yep.
I believe it's a Rob Zombie film, correct?
Yes, it is. His wife was in it too, wasn't she?
Yeah. Sherry Moon.
Yeah.
So that film's based on Ed Gein. They use inspiration of Ed Gein in House of a Thousand Corpses, which, if you think about it, makes sense.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Scream, 1996
There's
Scream.
a classic.
The original Scream.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's all going to be based off this same thing. Inspired by none other than the Gainesville Ripper, Danny Rawling, who we have covered on this show.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
So, It.
Yep.
That should be a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
Should be a very, very easy one. The 1990 adaptation, the 2017 adaptation, the 2019.
Yep.
John Wayne Gacy. The clown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are fairly easy ones for me.
Yeah.
Now these next two is kind of strange, but it's true fact. You ever seen the movie Dirty Harry with Clint Eastwood?
I don't think so.
You feel lucky, punk? Do you?
I have heard that.
So, in Dirty Harry, there is a serial killer that he's chasing, and the serial killer goes by the name of Scorpio. Well, they based this killer off of the Zodiac Killer.
Oh.
Who was active really just before this release of this movie in 1971.
Wow.
So his behavior in the movie, Scorpio sends letters to the police, basically, taunting the police, which is what the Zodiac Killer did.
Yeah.
And the movie actually was filmed in the same areas that the Zodiac Killer had already made famous from killing. Yeah.
And that's crazy. And if you think about it, Zodiac, Scorpio.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the real crazy thing about this is this also inspired some copycat murders. Dirty Harry copycat murders.
Wow.
The Faraday school kidnapping actually happened, which was in Australia. It was these people, watched this Dirty Harry movie where basically in the movie Scorpio kidnaps kids and ransoms, and so these people watch this film and go in and try and kidnap kids from a school. They kidnap a teacher and 6 students from a school in Australia. It didn't work out well for them because they eventually a school teacher escaped and got help, and they got arrested. But so you had that kidnapping, but then you had a murder that actually happened because of it in Germany. Ursula Herrmann's murder. She was kidnapped by a local couple who was inspired by the movie Dirty Harry.
Wow.
They buried the girl alive with enough air and supplies for a short amount of time. One of those buried alive.
Oh, that's terrible.
Because that took place in the movie. Well, they weren't very good. And Ursula ended up suffocating to death
Ooh.
48 hours after she was kidnapped.
Wow.
Her body was found 19 days later, but killers evaded capture for 26 years.
What?
Eventually, a police informant came forward and the couple was arrested in 2009.
Dang.
So that's extra points for Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
Now this one literally was the reason that I started compiling these.
Mm-hmm.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
There's a classic.
You're like, who could that possibly be,
Yeah.
right? Well, it's not based off an it's not based off a single person,
Okay.
but it is based off a real thing. In the 1970s, a group of Southeast Asian refugees in the U.S. suffered such vivid night terrors that some refused to sleep. Like they were, they were escaping genocide, so they were like afraid, basically, like the movie, afraid to go to sleep.
Right.
A few who eventually fell asleep died during their slumber.
What?
Despite being otherwise healthy. The condition was first dubbed Asian death syndrome, but was later called sudden unexplained death syndrome or Brugada syndrome, and that is what inspired Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street.
I mean, were they having a heart attack in their sleep? Is that what was killing them?
It's like a phenomenon. We'll just call it a phenomenon.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe it was really Freddy Krueger.
It is possible.
Maybe it wasn't so much a movie, but a documentary.
I can see that.
So that is your evil movies
I liked them.
for the evil facts for the day.
Good stuff.
Today, we have a gentleman by the name of Milton Johnson today. But the reason I like this story is it's one of those. It reminds me of one of those movies we just talked about.
Oh, okay.
Where you have that survivor, the one person that survives, and brings the whole thing to an end. So let's get into this one.
Yes, let's do it.
Buckle up, evil mob, as we discuss Milton Johnson. Milton Johnson was born on May 15th, 1950 in Joliet, Illinois. Joliet is about 45 miles outside of Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Milton had a fairly normal childhood besides his parents getting divorced. Nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, nothing that's going to stand out or, that makes him do what he does. But that was until 1970, when at the age of 19 years old, he attacked a woman in Pilcher Park. He robbed and raped the woman, torturing her with a cigarette lighter.
Wow.
So from nothing to severe crime real quick.
Yeah.
And it's very impressive.
I mean, what triggered him?
Who knows? Just went from normal Milton to killer Milton. Well, not really killer.
Yeah.
Yet.
But definitely a little crazy.
Yeah. And I'm going to torture you with a cigarette lighter.
Yeah, what is that?
That's probably one of the worst.
Being burned?
Well, I mean, decisions that somebody can make to torture somebody with a cigarette lighter. Because, you ever held a lighter down for a while and then tried to relight it and it scorches your thumb?
Big time.
Milton's not a very bright guy.
Doesn't sound like it.
Johnson was caught, however, for his rape and robbing and torturing, and convicted on charges of rape and burglary.
Oh, okay.
He was sentenced to 25 years in prison. He would have been eligible for release in April of 1986 after serving a portion of the sentence. But authorities decided he was a good dude.
What?
And they paroled him on March 10th, 1983.
Wow.
There's Okay, so you broke like 3 different crimes.
Yeah. Let's just let you go.
But your name's Milton, and that's punishment enough, bro. So just be safe out there, Milton. From there, Johnson moved back home to his mother and stepfather's residence. And I just love these stories where a bad guy does something and gets caught, and he gets locked up, and then we're like, we let them out before they even serve their sentence to do much worse.
All the time.
We're like, rape, robbery, torture, that's all bad stuff. But we're going to let you back out into the society. Because you finished all your mashed potatoes or something.
Made his bed every morning.
Yeah, who knows what it was that got him paroled extra early, but
doesn't make sense.
So he's finally paroled, and just 3 months after Johnson was paroled, on June 25th, 2 elderly sisters were shot and stabbed to death.
Ooh.
Their bodies had been set on fire after they had died. So let's ramp it up.
Yeah.
Just a week later, a couple was shot and killed in their home. The man was left at the scene, but the woman's body was taken and dumped in Cook County, the next county over from where they lived.
Why is that?
Who knows? Maybe he had some fun time with the body, or maybe she was still alive.
Wow.
Milton's firing it up, buddy.
Yeah, he is.
They was like, rape and robbery's bad. Let him out. And he's like, all right, then.
Yeah.
Let's ramp it up.
Yeah, let me top that.
Yeah. Already got 4 bodies on his hands in a matter of, 3 months.
Yeah.
So, and that just in a matter of 3 months. We're talking like 3 months after being released, he goes on a spree, 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
A week later from where he first killed the sisters, he kills a family, or kills a couple. So, but that was quick.
Yeah.
Milton would lay low for a long time now. I'm just kidding. 2 weeks later after that, on July 16th, 1983, Johnson got a car to pull over on the side of the road after bumping the back of it with his truck. Like, bumping into it like, oh, oops, accident.
Yeah.
Once pulled over, Johnson exited his truck and shot and killed the 2 occupants, Kathleen Norwood, who was 25 years old, and Richard Paulin, who was 32 years old.
Wow.
Before he could flee, 2 sheriff's deputies arrived on the scene thinking that Johnson's truck had been, stuck or was having some kind of problems, and the motorists were helping him out. So they pull over like, hey, we'll help out. The 2 deputies, 50-year-old Sergeant Dennis Foley and 32-year-old Deputy Stephen Mayer, were shot by Milton Johnson when they approached his truck. Mayer was killed instantly, but Foley was still alive at this point, having been shot in the throat.
Ooh.
Johnson stopped to drag Mayer's body off the road to hide it, which gave Foley time to flee to the police car and radio for help. Because of the injury to his throat, he could not be understood clearly relaying what was going on, so they instructed him to turn on his siren of his car, to basically get him, get people alerted to help him.
Yep.
About this time, another car approached the scene. Foley tried to flag it down for help, but Milton Johnson opened fire on the car.
Oh, no.
The driver, 24-year-old George Kyle, was killed, and his female passenger was wounded. When the car came to a stop, the female fled. Foley eventually died at the scene. Johnson got away in his truck.
Wow.
That's pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that
was 1, 2, 3. How many bodies was that?
Just in that incident?
Yeah.
Well, you got the 2 people in the car originally.
Yep.
The 2 officers that showed up.
4.
plus the guy driving the car, and the other person, the female, even though she was wounded, she got away. So 5 dead.
In a matter of minutes.
Yeah. But he's not done.
Oh, of course not.
So you figure 5 there, plus the other 4, he's at 9 already.
Yep.
He likes to, when he was ready to rock, he was
full force.
Yeah.
Yep.
After fleeing the scene, Johnson headed towards Wilmington, Illinois, which is about 17 miles from Joliet. Around 1:30 p.m., he stumbled upon Anthony Hackett and his girlfriend, Patricia Payne, sleeping in their vehicle on the side of Interstate 55. Apparently they were traveling, and this is a good place.
Taking a little nap, yeah.
This is a good place to stop. And keep in mind, 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
This ain't midnight. This ain't 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Milton Johnson got out of his truck, approached their vehicle, and tapped on the passenger side window, waking up the occupants, waking them both up.
Yeah.
He then shot Hackett to death.
Ooh.
He's like, wake up, pow, pow, pow.
Wow.
Johnson ordered Patricia Payne to give him Hackett's wallet and her purse, which she did. Johnson then ordered Patricia out of the car and into his truck, where he took off with her in tow. So you can add kidnapping now to his 10 murders
list. Yep.
We're up to 10. During the drive, Johnson sexually assaulted Payne before ultimately pulling over and raping her.
Oh.
He's like messing with her as he's driving, and he's like, it's time to pull over, girl.
Wow.
After the rape, Johnson started driving again, before pulling over one more time, where he stabbed Patricia Payne and then dumped her out of his truck.
Oh, no.
Again, Johnson fled the scene. A passing motorist spotted Payne laying on the side of the road and took her to a local hospital, where she surprisingly survived.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's our hero of the story. The old, you think she's down and out, like, oh, she done got stabbed by Milton. Milton done got the best of her.
Right.
Patricia Payne's like, not today. Not today. State police interviewed Patricia Payne, where she gave a description of her attacker. Now, this description was crap, because she's like, he's a black male with no facial hair. And they're like,
that's all she said.
And that's all she could really give him. They're like, oh, okay. So, like, I don't know, 25-30% of the population.
Yeah.
Of the world.
No idea of the height, the weight, nothing.
Yeah. So they then gave her mug shots to look through to see if she noticed, her attacker in any of those. After 1,500 mug shots, she picked out 42 of them, saying they had facial similarities to her attacker. So 42 out of 1,500.
That's a lot of photos.
It's a lot to look at originally, but then you got 42 suspects. Like, it could be. I mean, and she hasn't verified one for sure. She's just saying,
just trying to narrow it down.
These guys might be. These 42 guys. It's possible.
Man.
So with that, the investigation pretty much is going to stall out. Finally, in February of 1984, the state police received information from the Will County Sheriff's Office in Joliet that a woman named Ann Shoemaker had called them in August of 1983, saying she was chased by a dark pickup truck one night in July of 1983. So in February of 84, they get information that a lady was chased in August of 83.
So 6 months later.
Yeah. They're like, this might be important. It's a dark pickup truck, and it's a guy, playing cat and mouse with a lady.
Yeah.
Maybe it's important.
Yeah.
We're not sure, but we'll go ahead and pass it over to you.
Yeah.
Luckily, Ann Shoemaker had kept the license plates number she had taken down from the truck.
Oh, nice.
And turned that over to the police on March 6, 1984.
Nice.
Police tracked that truck back to a Sam Myers. You're like, Sam Myers? That's not Milton Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Myers was Milton Johnson's stepfather.
Oh, okay.
Sam Myers, who had no involvement, allowed authorities to execute a search warrant on his truck. You can just imagine, he's like, I ain't do none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You can take a look at my truck right now.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
like, all right then. Inside the truck, they found hair similar to Payne's, blood stains, a steak knife, reddish brown fibers, and a sales receipt for a Tasmanian devil stuffed doll. I'm not sure what the importance of the Tasmanian devil doll is, but these findings gave authorities reason to execute a search warrant on the home, where they found three 357 Magnum cartridges in one of Myers' bedroom dresser drawers.
Okay.
Same caliber that was used in the killings. On March 6, 1984, Patricia Payne looked at 5 more mugshots. Johnson's photograph was the only one of the 5 which Payne had seen previously. After several minutes, she identified him as the assailant.
Nice.
So when they do, this search warrant and this stuff showing up, and they're like, Sam Myers, this ain't looking good for you. And he's like, whoa. He's like, I don't know. I'm not always the one driving this truck.
Yep.
You need to look at Milton. And, they look at Milton and they're like, Milton does have a little bit of a past here.
Yes, a little bit.
So there is a record, even though we was like, he good.
Yeah.
He all right.
I mean, because what did he serve? Was it 12 years, 13?
Yeah, 13 years, about 13 years.
Wow. So half of it.
Yeah. And they're like, you're all right. And he was not all right.
Not even close.
But she identifies him in this mugshot.
Yeah.
But again, it took her a couple minutes. 3 days later, on March 9th, 1984, Payne viewed a 6-person lineup that was instructed to repeat the commands that the assailant had given her on the night of the attack.
Okay.
Payne identified none other than Milton Johnson as the man who had attempted to kill her.
Nice.
On July 26, 1984, Milton Johnson finally came to trial after his newly appointed defense attorney had gotten 3 continuances from the court, which totaled 55 days.
Wow.
Basically, what happened there is they gave him a court-appointed defense attorney. So, you basically have the run-of-the-mill guy that's like, number one, he's like, I'm going to get paid no matter what.
Yep.
And right before, the day before that trial starts, he's like, I got a lawyer.
Wow.
So his lawyer then comes in, he's like, hey, I ain't got time to set this stuff up. You gotta give me a bit.
Gotcha.
So he gets the continuances. So 55 days, of continuances. Then they're like, hey, you gotta move the trial. We can't have the trial here in Will County. Or we can't have it here in Iroquois County. Iroquois County.
I like that.
We need to go to Will County. Because I won't get, No, they moved it to Iroquois County from Will County. He's like, we ain't going to get a fair trial there because all the media publicity.
Oh, wow.
All them dead bodies I left?
Yeah, right.
So they do move it. After a jury trial, Milton Johnson was convicted of the first-degree murder of Hackett, as well as the aggravated kidnapping, deviant sexual assault, rape, and attempted murder of Patricia Payne. Johnson waived his right to jury sentencing and was sentenced by the court to death. He's like, I don't need no jury to sentence me. And they're like, good, you going to hell. We're going to kill your ass now.
Kill you.
We're going to kill you dead. And then he's like, all right, no, I don't want that. So then he starts appealing. See, that's how I picture it. You know, that's the way the story should be told. Instead of saying, after several appeals, no, he was like, nah, I don't need no jury telling me what's going to happen. They was like, all right, then. Like the judge, that was the judge. All right, then. All right, then. You don't want them? We gonna kill your ass. He's like, wait, nah, I don't want that either. So
I can picture it.
Yeah, that's really what happened.
Yeah.
The court transcripts will not tell you that, but that's
Of
what
course
really
not,
happened.
yeah.
After several appeals, Milton Johnson got his death sentence commuted to life without parole. Well, no happy ending there, folks.
No.
Milton Johnson is currently housed at the Menard Correctional Center in Randolph County, Illinois. So here's your bit of, oh, okay. That's what I'm just going to call that part. This is your, oh, okay.
Okay.
All of Johnson's known crimes occurred on the weekends whenever he had access to Sam Meyer's truck.
Oh.
This gave him the nickname the Weekend Murderer.
Wow.
It's really a lousy name, though.
Yeah, it is.
The Weekend Murderer.
Yeah. Not very creative.
No, it could have been like
The Weekend Slasher.
or like the Weekend Warrior.
Weekend Warrior.
And I'm just gonna call him the Weekend Murderer.
Weak.
He should have got the death penalty just for a lousy nickname.
Yeah. Yeah, he deserved it.
Old Milton Johnson. But that is your episode for the day. What do you got for me, Rex?
All right. If you haven't done so, go to our Facebook page, give us a like. Any comments, questions, or ideas, you can email us at eviltransgression@gmail.com.
Go to eviltransgression.com. Check out all of our links. Join our Patreon. Get you some merch. Leave us some reviews on whatever platform you listen to us on.
Or all of them.
Yeah. Or just be like, I'm a fanatic.
Yep.
You know, that's what fan stands for. I'm a
Evil fanatic, yeah.
fanatic.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fanatically leave
Review
a
everything.
crazy review on everything. But the reviews definitely help us. Share this podcast with your friends, family, and loved ones.
Yes.
And let them know that these dudes are funny. Even though we might not be.
Yeah.
You
Some
gotta-
days more than others.
Sometimes you just got to lie to people. And if you did enjoy the show, share it with somebody and tell them that you did, just so you
Yeah.
can see their face if
Yeah.
they don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
that's
everybody
a test.
wins. Everybody wins.
Everybody
we
does
win, you win because you think it's funny. Then somebody might like it.
Yeah, eventually.
One of these days. So until next time,
See ya.
peace.